Welcome back to Meaty Mayhem on the Roundtable. I'm AwestruckVox.
And my name is Tom.
And we're here with our review of Star Wars vs. Evil Season 3, Episode 5, Scent of a Hoodie, and Rest in Pudding. So, Tom, what were your thoughts on these episodes? Well, let's start with Scent of a Hoodie.
I mean, I thought it was kind of weird how Alex Hirsch decided to have a New Gravity Falls episode this...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just kind of came out of nowhere. Especially with all the pine cest and Candice of being a shipper of it. They're taking risks this season.
Mm-hmm. Why is he shipping Starco so hard?
I wish I knew.
Do you think Darren FC would approve of this?
No, I heard she stormed to his office in Disney and was like, what's up with this?
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird how they had him write Star.
So, Scent of a Hoodie, Marco goes back to Earth, Star stays on Muni, and she holds on to his hoodie. Marco's like, have you seen my hoodie? She's like, I'll let you know if I've seen your hoodie, but she's been holding on to it. She doesn't want to wash it. It's really smelly, and Ponyhead puts it down like the laundry chute, and apparently Muni Kingdom has like their own laundry service, or this guy, Sir...
Or at least the castle does.
Yeah, castle, that's what I meant. Sir Lavabo washes all the clothes, and Star basically hunts him down to get Marco's hoodie before he gets washed. So yeah, overall, what'd you think of this episode?
I think it's kind of interesting how he just took like a very mundane like thing in society and just built an entire story around it.
Yeah, I definitely think like the concept of like holding on to someone's clothes, but that's something you see like in television, movies, and even in real life. And I feel like they took that and cranked it up to like an 11, and I feel like it was really well done.
But even just like doing laundry.
Yeah.
Like it's just, let's make an entire story just built around that. And I feel like Star does that a lot, where they just take normal stuff and they're like, let's make something interesting.
Yeah, I like the entire process of like the laundry was basically just like its own environment. Something I noticed was kind of like Sir Lavabo when he mentioned Star. He was like, "You have that bloodlust in your eyes." Like he thought she was gonna kill him. And even though it was put off the joke, I think that is like celebrating to like the whole. It's another step in like it's Star gonna turn dark thing. Yeah. That I noticed. I really appreciated that detail. I like Star and Marco's goodbye. It felt very realistic to that kind of situation. They awkwardly hugged twice, and like when he's trying to like go into the portal, and they both like keep like walking in the same direction. That was really well done. Where do you think they're gonna go with Marco's character from here? Since it looks like he's gonna be on Earth for a few episodes. Like we know he's gonna come back to Muni in a few episodes, but
it seems like this season, or at least like this part of the season, they're really focusing more on Muni. And I don't know how long it's going to be until they bring Marco back in. Probably not until like a big plot point starts happening.
I don't know what will cause them when they come back. I know there's an episode called Sophomore Slump, and I think that episode will probably be like the catalyst to Marco coming back to Muni, since that Sophomore Slump, he's in high school. But also the season takes during summer, so I'm wondering what that episode's going to be about. But something else was like at the very end when he like sniffs Star's hoodie. And like not Star's hoodie. He sniffs his hoodie and he's like, smells like Star, and then he sniffs it again. Like that's kind of like, whoa, like it's playing the seeds for Starco, but Jarko's still a thing. So it's like Marco should make up his mind before he hurts both of them.
Ooh, is Marco gonna be a fuckboy?
Ponyhead was actually really funny in this episode. I don't know why. Something about her comedy seemed really different.
She was less annoying.
Yeah, Sir Lavabo is a really good character, I feel like. Like his entire backstory.
This is my family's lineage. This is my duty.
Even something else almost in the beginning. Moon and River kind of like shipped Starco in a way. Like they gave each other like that look. And I wonder if we're gonna see like another like Moon and River flashback, like how we did in the movie Undaunted. I feel like they could play like a parallel to them doing the exact same thing, which I feel like this is kind of show that would do this sort of thing. Have like that kind of throwback. Actually, I was surprised to kind of like condone it, because you think Marco's from Earth, he's not really a human. They wouldn't really be down for that.
I mean, or there are options. Tom is a monster, technically, isn't he?
But he's royalty. I don't really know. And like, we have that episode coming up of like the like his family and Star's family at that one ball, and like Tom and Star dance.
True.
So I feel like demons might be something different from monsters, or like a high above level of monsters.
I feel like Queen Moon doesn't approve of that, though.
Yeah, probably not. Moon's pretty
racist. She don't seem like she approves of that.
Overall, this was a really simple episode.
But they did a lot with it.
Yeah. And I like how, like, with both Scent of a Hoodie and Rest in Pudding, it's like dealing with letting go, but in different ways. Like, Scent of Hoodie's like letting go of
a friend, like, for a short period of time.
Yeah, while Rest in Pudding was dealing with like letting go of like a person because they're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any overall thoughts on this episode?
I I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't like stand out, but like it had points that made it relevant to the progression.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just a filler. Or anything. Like it was important, but it didn't have anything like groundbreaking.
Yeah, and also confirmed. I mean, it was already kind of like obvious that Star could move her room around whenever she wants. Like she even tells River that she's like, my room's wherever I want it to be. So that kind of clarified that, because I know people were confused at the end of Star Crush when her room like disappears. Like, is it gonna go back to Muni, or like what's the deal with that? I feel like that's also kind of a nod towards like maybe she'll go between Earth and Muni, like towards later on in the season, since we know she can just pick up her bags and go whenever she wants, wherever she pleases. Beyond that, I mean, I kind of wish they followed up more on the events of Battle for Muni. Like it feels like they kind of jumped back in without really establishing all of like the consequences of Toffee or anything. Like seems like the kingdom's back to normal. Something I also really appreciated in the beginning was La Resistance was back, and they had Patrick Stump voice Rubariot. Yeah, and even though it was like one line, I'm surprised they got him back, especially because it was just one line. Because I imagine Patrick Stump's not a cheap voice actor to get.
They might have just done it before.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like just, hey, before you go, can you just do this real quick?
Yeah, that's very true. I did not think of that. I'm actually like really glad they have Rubariot, not like a main character, but like a recurring character. Like he's definitely appeared a lot since Facing Music, which I didn't expect. I thought he was gonna be like a character who sometimes appears, but he's appeared in like 3 or 4 back-to-back episodes already. It's really pleasing that they introduce a character and stick with him, especially
I can't
since...
believe that it's gonna be a next main villain.
Oh god, what a twist that would be. Yeah, they didn't really mention Ludo or Toffee or anything. Marco got escaped.
True.
And they really didn't touch on like Marco's consequences for being away from Earth for too long. Like he kind of just goes back. It's like,
I mean, it was summer.
Yeah.
He didn't miss anything.
But I still feel like just going to Muni randomly for, you know, weeks. But like, and we don't know if he said a word to his parents or Jackie or anything. I feel like there should have been a bigger consequence to that.
I feel like, didn't they have like that scene with his parents before?
What do you mean?
Like in the kitchen.
What episode?
It was like during Battle for Muni.
In the very beginning, yeah.
Like right before he left.
Yeah, but like he didn't say, oh, I should go to Muni, or they didn't say, why don't you go see Star?
I feel like they kind of connected the dots.
Perhaps.
I feel like Jackie is probably like naively trusting of Marco. She's like, oh no, they're just friends.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, they didn't really follow up on that either, but that's more rest in pudding when we actually see Marco and Jackie for 2 seconds.
They might do an episode later where it's just like Marco coming back and like from his perspective.
Maybe like a quick flashback.
I don't know.
Do you have any other thoughts?
Nah, not really.
Our next episode was Rest in Pudding, and I feel like this was a lot bigger episode.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it more than Son of a Hoodie. Just like all around, I think like the jokes were better. I feel like had a more interesting plot line because it dealt with, you know, the themes of death and stuff. It opens with Blackman's funeral, so I think he's like gone for good, which I didn't kind of, I kind of expected it, but I also kind of hoped he would stay around a little bit longer. It was a shock, especially the fact that like they had his funeral and they followed up on it. But even the funeral had like really comedic moments. Like you saw me like laugh out loud when it's like, I know funerals are tough. You know, you have Blackman's friends over there, and the music, and it's like the woman playing the piano, like zooming in. And it's just like the little things like that, and like the food they were serving was like the cans, and we know like like cans and had like the, what do you call them?
The olives.
Yeah, the olives on them. Like that was just really, really great detail. And Star seeing Glossaryck everywhere, and I don't know if he's haunting her or not, but it also kind of confirmed that Glossaryck he died when the Book of Spells got destroyed, but that I think that also kind of confirms Star actually did die when Toffee crushed the wand, because they ended up in the same place.
Yeah.
So that was kind of heavy.
So have they confirmed that Glossaryck was dead?
I think it was the background artist of the show. He said like the background model sheet for like the place room was called Purgatory, so he was like, make that what you will. So
I don't know. I feel like they're gonna like reveal something where it's like he wasn't really dead or something like that.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, if Star brought herself back to life, that'd be a really OP power. So.
I mean, Star might have been dead, but like Glossaryck is like an all-seeing being, so like.
Yeah, but like he's tied to the book, and the book was destroyed. That's why I thought like he was probably gone too.
Maybe, but still, like, he's like a being where like I feel like if he wanted to just like, if he ended up in purgatory, he could just be there and not be dead.
Yeah,
like a Kai or something in Dragon Ball.
It's like his spirit, but like
not even his spirit, but just like he's able to
his essence.
Not even him, but just like physically who he is and like what he is. Like he can go in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that because I think in Page Turner he did like go to the Magical Eye Commission without actually like physically leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So I get what you mean by that. One thing that confused me, it was like nighttime. I think it was nighttime on Mooney when Star went to sleep, but then it was like daytime on Earth. And
yeah.
I thought it was concurrent, but I guess there was like a time difference.
That's what I just assumed. I was like, oh, well, it's time difference.
Because I know before, I think even it was in Star Crush at the end of season 2, like when Moon and Magic Eye Commission fought Little Toffee at the same time. It was Star was at that party, and that was nighttime for both of them. So that's why I was kind of confused. I feel like they did kind of cheapen the moral of like letting go of someone and like moving on and accepting death only for Glossaryck to come right back. I mean, I knew like the second she entered the Glossaryck temple, I'm like, oh, she's gonna put the piece into the fountain and then Glossaryck's gonna come back out because it's pure magic. Like I saw that coming a mile away, but I still feel like kind of cheapened the blow. I mean, it is what it is. They had to advance the story.
I feel like that's not really what they were going for, though.
Yeah, I know that's not what they were going for, but
it seemed like right away it was like, oh, well, Queen Moon is like misunderstanding the situation. Like she thinks that Star's like not over the fact that Glossaryck is dead, but in reality, she's like seeing him everywhere and like trying to understand what's happening.
Well, yeah, I get that part, but it's like I feel like they did try to have a moral there about like letting go and death and acceptance. And, you know, she had like the heartfelt speech, and it was like, you know, like the music was all like kind of like cheesy moral, and then he just comes right back. So I feel like that they undermined the message there. But again, it's like they really couldn't have avoided that because again, they need Glossaryck for the story. But it also makes me wonder if, because you know, Glossaryck plans everything out. He sees everything. He may not sees everything. He knows everything. So I wonder if he planned for Star to resurrect him this way. I don't think he was necessarily haunting her, but I think he was trying to guide her to the Glossaryck temple and resurrect him. So I actually think that was his plan, and Star just interpreted it as a haunting, or yeah, it was a haunting, right? That's what Jana said it was.
That's what Jana said.
Speaking of Jana, we had that scene of her at the burrito place, and it turns out the entire time she was hanging out with Marco and Jackie.
Yeah.
Which I thought it was cool that they're actually showing Marco and Jackie hanging out. I felt like the second half of season 2 really lacked that. So it was like, but seeing them actually hang out, that was really nice. And like, he was like, who are you talking to? She's like, none of your business.
And then Jana's just third wheeling.
Were they second wheeling Jana?
I don't know.
I feel like this episode had really good jokes. Again, like the funeral scene, also like when Star said she held on to the remaining pieces of the spell book for the monster temple, and then Jana's like judging her, and she's like, I know you're not judging me for your own things. You see Jana like combing like the separate, yeah. That was really great.
Did they show Star like put away the piece of the book, or
no, they didn't at all. That's why I was kind of disappointed by that too. Like I said, I feel like they didn't really follow up that well on Battle for Muni.
Because like when she first opened up the closet, I thought there was a box of donuts.
No, yeah, it was like
because that would have made sense.
Yeah, like they never showed the Magic Eye Commission recovering his public or everything. Like it was all off screen, which is why I said it was kind of like off-putting, kind of like that out of nowhere. It's like, oh, okay, this is a plot point that we didn't really see, but we just have to roll with it. And I guess like time constraints, I can't fit everything to every episode. Yeah. But I feel like if they somehow work that into the beginning of Set Up a Hoodie, or even just mention it beforehand, but like mentioning this thing happened off screen that wasn't mentioned up until this point felt really contrived. Yeah. Like kind of like forcing it into the plot.
There were a couple moments like that in this episode.
What other moments do you feel like that happened?
I was just thinking of one and I forgot it.
Overall, like for both episodes, I said they were both really solid episodes. One thing I noticed that I was gonna say earlier is that there was a line in the promo of Marco like, "Find Ludo, say the Whispering Spell, destroy Toffee," and like some people thought, oh, maybe he's just recalling Battle for Muni, but it wasn't in these episodes. And something else I noticed is that like after the intro starts new on, but the villain's shot is still Toffee Ludo. So that might be like they just want to like give away a new villain or whoever the main villain's gonna be, or maybe like Ludo Toffee will come back.
I don't believe that Toffee is gone.
No, I don't think he's gone at all. He's immortal.
Yeah, like he's coming back.
Yeah.
Like,
So, I mean, some people made the argument that, like, oh, his new body isn't fully Septarian since he got it through, like, magic or whatever, but I think it still is. I definitely don't think he's gone because there's just so much mystery around him that I feel like they wouldn't just drop his character.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like Eclipsa, and if she's the new antagonist or whoever the next antagonist is, I feel like they will have ties to Toffee that'll explore his character more. But maybe Toffee still is, like, the big bad, like, the final villain of the series, which I would really enjoy.
Yeah.
Because I definitely feel like his plans aren't finished yet. And I feel like he's the kind of guy who would have a backup plan. To, like, just in case, in scenario where, like, he gets defeated, which he totally did. He got totally destroyed. I think these episodes are animated in Flash. You know, some of us are animated in Flash, some are, like, motion tweened, some of us are hand-drawn. And usually it's, like, one episode's hand-drawn, the other one's motion tweened. But I think both of these were motion tweened. Which, you know, I kind of get it because Battle for Muni was, like, really huge. And I think both halves of Toffee were hand-drawn, so it makes sense. Glossaryck at the end when he gets resurrected does not seem normal. And also, we also noticed that, like, in the promo with Eclipsa, like, when she, like, grabs him and everything, his eyes are, like, in two different directions and looks like she's just acting very weird. And also, in one of the promos, season 3, Star has him on a leash. So I think the fact that he's physically back, but the spell book is still destroyed, I think that's why he's probably not, like, fully restored properly. Maybe he planned for that, maybe he didn't, but I think Star's gonna have to figure out on her own. Unless Eclipsa fixes him, which maybe she doesn't even know how to do that. But I think tomorrow's Stranger Danger, so Star will meet Eclipsa next episode. So I'm glad they're not, like, delaying that for, like, a missing finale or anything. So what would you rate this episode out of 10?
I would say probably like a 7.
Yeah, I think.
Just because, like, it feels a little thrown together. Like, there are a lot of, like, important parts to it, but it feels like a lot of the plot points that they brought up, like, that were, like, really important to the development of the story were just kind of, like, thrown in.
Yeah, they weren't
introduced
forefront.
before.
Yeah. Like I said, even if they, like, mentioned it, like, prior, and now it's just, like, when it becomes convenient. I mean, I get that, like, they're focusing on character development more than plot development, but it's like you shouldn't undermine the plot for that character development. It should be an equal balance.
Yeah.
But I would give the episodes like an 8, maybe an 8.5, just because I think they were really funny. They were definitely enjoyable. I definitely think Rest in Pudding was the better episode, and I think it was a lot more heavy hitting, and just like dealing with death is something that you don't really see in Disney shows.
Yeah.
So like having an entire episode focused around it was very important for, I think, viewers at home who will, you know, have to go through that one day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like, again, Glossaryck coming back kind of almost defeats the point of the message.
I don't know. I feel like it was all a workaround from that theme.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if she was a bit more upset about Lekmit passing away, and then, like, she tied it to both Lekmit and Glossaryck, that would have been better. But it seems like she was mainly just focused about Glossaryck. Oh, yeah, I really like that joke with, like, River. He was like, and then Lekmit said, bah, and then everyone started laughing.
And then they started
Yeah. Star's new outfit wasn't also, like, really introduced. I thought it would be.
What do you mean?
The new outfit she has that she wears in the Son of a Hoodie. Like, the blue one with, like, the narwhal on it.
Oh.
Like, she's just kind of wearing it. I thought they would, like, introduce it somehow, or, like, she got it made as, like, a reward for everything that happened in Battle for Muni or anything, but they don't really address it.
No, she just got new clothes.
It's not normal, but, again, I feel like it's something they should have introduced more, especially since they introduced Marco's cape. And I think he was wearing that in Rest in Pudding, right?
I don't remember. He might have been.
So that might be something new on this model sheet for the animators and storyboarders. I like the cape. I don't think they didn't specify if the M's from Muni or Marco or both, though. I mean, that's like a really tiny nitpick, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
It probably means Marco.
Yeah.
Or Muni. Who knows?
River did say that Marco is almost like a knight, which I think was foreshadowing for him when he comes back to Muni. Like, maybe he will become an actual knight.
Yeah.
Which I think I was hoping for since we saw the new intro all the way, like, many months ago during the summer. So hopefully that happens. I'm really excited for that development. I wonder how long they're going to keep Star off of Earth. I wonder if she's going to go back to, like, school there. I do respect and I really enjoy the change to switch the setting to predominantly Muni. I feel like that opens for a lot more adventures, and I feel like they're not exhausting Earth completely yet so soon.
I feel like they were always, like, not that far off from Muni, though. Like, they would always go back.
But, like, Star wasn't living on Muni. I feel like actually living on there and, like, visiting there is two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's our review on Rest in Pudding and Son of a Hoodie, and I enjoyed this episode. Like I said, Tom, you thought it could have been better?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's still building up. Mm-hmm. Like, by the end of this stretch, we're going to see a lot more.
I think it was a pretty solid episode. Like, this is a great reintroduction back into the fold, even though it wasn't really intended as reintroduction. It was just intended as like a follow-up episode developed from Uni. But as always, these are our thoughts, and we want to hear yours. So please comment them down below or tweet directly to us at AwestruckVox and TommyBQM. If you enjoyed this video, please sort of like, share with all your friends, get their thoughts on the episode. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Be sure to turn on that bell for notifications so you never miss a star video from the Roundtable. You can also join our official Discord server, download our official Amino app, and if you're feeling generous, support us on Patreon. Links to everything in the description below. We can't wait for these next set of episodes, and AwestruckVox
and Tom
signing out.
Disappearing.